So basically, I'm sick and I can't talk. When I do, I sound just like Michael Cera. So I'll do you guys a favor and just let Craig do this intro. By the way, Craig has his own YouTube channel where he's documenting his own self-taught journey, coding at 45. So check it out. Craig, when you're doing this script, please don't read it literally and read it yourself in third person. All right, so basically in this video, you've got a couple guys from the Discord community, both students at Flatiron in DC. They're actually tracking their own bootcamp story on their channel, Dudes Who Code, which you can find in the comments pinned below. A lot of people think this is a Lambda channel, but this time I thought we'd showcase Flatiron. It has a guarantee and it's got a slightly different business model. They're about 2 months in on their Flatiron bootcamp into their online journey, and they live close to campus. They have access to as part of the program. So they work full time and they go to school about 3 or 4 hours a night afterwards. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button and press F to pay respects to my vocal cords. Hit that subscribe and I will see you in the next one.
So this is Matt and then Phil over there. They go part-time to Flatiron Bootcamp, and I'm going to be asking them questions about why they chose that, what boot camps they were torn between. It's an online course. Why did you pick an online course?
I mean, it had to do with our schedule. We work full time.
I'm obligated to ask you, why did you pick that over Lambda School? Because everyone else in the comments is going to ask you that.
Essentially, it came down to Flatiron and Lambda. We were trying to figure out which ones we wanted to do. I liked how Lambda had the live lectures every day. That seemed like a great way to interact and learn the material. But it came down to schedule, and Lambda at the time only had, for the East Coast, was 9 p.m. to 12 to midnight.
We also weren't too thrilled about them taking the, what was it, 17%?
Yeah, 17% over 2 years. It was just a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that also played into it a little bit.
Phil, you mentioned that you can go to the facilities. When you're at the facilities, you're online, so you're not really part of, I guess, whoever's at the facility, like the teachers and the students. How's that interaction go?
Instructors that are there are definitely more than willing to help. They came over to us multiple times and said, hey, you guys want me to help you with some code? I can look at it.
Having that campus so close to our work, that played into our decision a lot to choose Flatiron. I mean, we get out of work at 5 p.m. We go to the gym till 6, and then we go straight to the campus till it's generally like 9:30 or 10, and then we'll go home. The majority of the daytime people at Flatiron, the full-time cohorts they have there, have already cleared out. There are still some students left. Every single day they're coming over to us. What are you guys working on? Do you need any help with anything? Oh, I remember that project. I remember that section. Mm-hmm. This is how I did it. This is what I did.
I think they do have a guarantee, but what does that actually look like?
Yeah, so the guarantee, it's a standard for, across the board pretty much, 6 months guarantee. If you don't get a job, then you get your full tuition back. So everything you paid for it, even if you took out a loan for it, they'll refund that. The way it works, I think it's a month or two before you graduate, you'll start working with career development team that will kind of pinpoint the areas you want to be working in, what specific field within programming you want to be doing, whether it's artificial intelligence or web development, or we're looking to go to Boston. We've already talked to the career development person in our campus, and they said that they have
that's not a problem.
Yeah, they're like, we have plenty of connections out in Boston. So whether it's something that we are getting you, we're kind of making that connection for you, or if it's something that you find they don't think that there'll be a problem out in that area.
We forgot to mention the actual price that you guys paid. How much did it cost for you guys? And there was a scholarship?
So we're in the online program. I think it starts out at $11,000, assuming that you complete the majority of the bootcamp prep, which is pretty extensive. They will give you a scholarship or just bump $1,000 off of that price. So it was $10K overall for our program. And I know the in-person full-time is $15, I believe. So to think that we get the perks of the campus and everything, it's almost like I'd rather be doing this in comparison to.
But it would be nicer to finish sooner.
Yeah,
I think, but
that's just our schedule.
But it worked out. Yeah.
If you don't finish in 10 months, what happens? And then on top of that, is it up to you to go to the classes, or is it just like, hey, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there's going to be a teacher teaching and you can show up to this, otherwise it's recorded?
They want you to finish within the 10 months, but obviously they recognize that not everyone is going to be at the same level. People come in with different experience. Some people are better than others. So they give you like a latency period of, I think, about 2 months to where you can finish all the work. And it's not like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday that you come in and do the work. It's kind of go at your own pace. So obviously people have different schedules. This is the part-time. So not everyone's going to finish the work at the same time.
Yeah, so the schedule, it's not mandatory, certain days you have to attend certain things. Once again, because it's online, all the live lectures that may happen are also recorded for, the convenience of the students in the cohort, so you can watch them later. They recommend that you put in anywhere between, I think it's 15 to 25 hours a week.
Yeah.
Based off of our schedule. That's 2.5 to 3 hours a day during the weekdays, and then 5 to 8 hours on Saturday. And that's generally the schedule that we've kept with for the past 2 months since we've been in the program.
What is the tech stack that you guys are taught? And then what does the curriculum look like? Is it project-based? Is it build a portfolio from the get-go?
So the tech stack, it starts off with Ruby, Rails, different libraries or frameworks that come with that. Then you jump into JavaScript, React, Redux.
What is a module? Is it a project? Is it like at the end of every week, do you build something and then put it on your GitHub, or what do you do?
They have their own entire coding platform and learning platform. So every lesson that you do is getting pushed to your GitHub when you submit it. So like if you go and look at one of our GitHubs, we have like 200 repositories already.
It's not a set project at the end of every week. It's kind of like labs that we do. We'll go through the material and then we'll do a lab on that material.
Right. And so at the end of each module, there is a large project that you'll do, which will be like a portfolio project.
Is there any computer science concepts taught? Memory management, C, low-level stuff, or is it just web dev?
Yeah, no, it's largely web dev. There isn't a lot of computer science. I wish there was.
Yeah, I do too. That would definitely be beneficial.
I think that would establish a stronger base for what we're trying to learn and for what we may want to teach ourselves in the future.
And I just think it would make you look more well-rounded.
Yeah, absolutely, when it comes to the job search. So I think that's probably something that they lack. It would be nice if they had something included.
So you said that their whole platform is basically like self-contained. You can like watch videos and like input. They have their own IDE and all that stuff. You don't have to do this if you don't want, but can you like screen share and show us what that would look like?
So this is the Learn platform. I'm on our Data Gem portfolio project. This is the final project, one of the final projects for the end of this module. So if you click the curriculum, this is kind of what we've done so far. We've gone into procedural Ruby. Now we're object-oriented Ruby, and we have final projects down here. The way it works, they'll release new sections every week. So let's say like you can play around in their in-browser IDE sandbox if you want. And then we'll go on to the next lesson. There may be a lab based off of that reading. There usually is.
So if you press ask a question, is there like a support forum?
Yep. So let's just try it out. Hello, I have a question. So this is a position that it's mainly held by alumni. You can get it after you graduate from the camp, and it won't hinder on your job search. And see, within a minute, someone will respond, and then they'll help you through whatever question you have.
And then is there any voice involved? And like you get up to 20 minutes. Do they just like, okay, bye, and then just cut you off? Like what happens?
Yes. No, they won't cut you off. They'll try to help you solve it as much as possible. However, they have to move on to other questions. Yeah. So if you end up not solving what you need to solve during that screen share, you can just go back and be like, I need to screen share with somebody else.
Yeah, and then a different person will share a screen.
Right. So just to clarify, there's no voice.
There isn't voice unless you screen share now. It's all text.
Oh, so if you do screen share, you can communicate like we're doing now?
Yeah, it's video actually.
So you mentioned earlier there was like a limit, like 30 hours a week for them.
These technical positions that you can apply for after you graduate, you can get up to 30 hours and it won't hinder your job search, so it doesn't count as a job. I think it's definitely a good transition just to get better at the code and to learn it more.
What's the pay?
It's paid. Yeah, it's $20 an hour, all remote. So we're both hoping to get that position, especially because we're going to be relocating to Boston.
So you have the tech support people, you have the built platform that you can just log in and use at any time. When do you actually meet with a teacher? You say you meet once a week, or? So
we have set times that we meet with our instructor once a week. I think that the allotted time is 45 minutes, but our instructor is, I don't want to say, he's very zealous with how he
I don't know about other instructors, but ours definitely really cares about this and really likes helping people. So he's supposed to be limited to, what is it, 40?
I think it's 45 minutes or something like that.
He'll talk to you for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And continue to help you. Like, he really cares about helping people.
It's
nice.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
He's great.
How many students are actually in your cohort? Do you know? And do you interact with any of them?
30 students in our cohort. I think a few people are with the lead instructor, though.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's around 40.
And we do interact. I've paired with a few people already, and he's paired with a few people helping them with their projects.
So if you know what you know now and you could go back in time 2 months ago, what would you say to yourself to either help yourself make a decision on doing this, or tell yourself anything differently, or just give yourself some advice of what you should prepare?
I guess one thing that I would tell myself is to not get frustrated so fast. I think I definitely had that issue in the beginning where I was just getting frustrated because it's all new concepts. So that just makes everything 10 times harder. You're not going to get as much done, and you're not going to understand everything as well if you're just frustrated the entire time, because then it becomes a thing where you don't even want to work on it because you're like, oh, I have to work on this again. Like, this sucks. So I think I would tell myself to just like relax, and it's all going to come with time.
I think resilience plays into this a lot. It's about how many times are you going to bounce back from those moments of frustration. I mean, if you have any real sense while you're coming into a boot camp, you're going to know how much time you're putting into it, and that's fine. But when you're actually sitting down and spending 25 hours a week on top of your 40-hour work week, on top of your 10 hours of whatever else you're doing that week, right, it turns into a lot. But you just have to realize that it's a learning process, and it's going to take a while to become comfortable.
Yeah.
But if you maintain that amount of work, eventually you will form a solid understanding of it.
Yeah. I mean, I had that issue every week at the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, I'm like, dude, like, I don't even know what this is, like, frustrated, just freaking out. And then, you keep working on it throughout the week. And then when Saturday comes, you're like, oh, I got this.
You don't necessarily need a boot camp, but the reason we really chose it is based off of the discipline. We don't think that we would be able to force ourselves to put in the amount of work that is inevitably needed to learn the material in this time frame. And that's what the boot camp's for. We're paying for the discipline when it comes down to it, because all the material you can actually get online through various, hundreds of different resources.
Right.
It's just a matter of who you are as a person, how much you can be held accountable to.